Good morning, students. Today we are going to see a new chapter, that is chapter 8, and this comes under unit 2, forms of business organization. The new chapter that we are going to see is multinational corporation. So let us see what are the learning objectives of this chapter. So it enables the students to understand the meaning of multinational corporations, the advantages and disadvantages, and the examples of multinational corporations. So this is going to be a very small chapter, but with a lot of information. So now let us begin with the meaning. What do you mean by multinational company? So multinational company, you all know, we are familiar nowadays. It is being functioning in various countries and it is operated in various countries. The base location is in home country or in one country, and the branches are located in different countries. That is what is a ordinary person knows about a multinational corporation. But in this chapter we will be dealing with the exact definition, meaning, and advantages and disadvantages. So a multinational company is one which is incorporated in one country, that is called as the home country. Incorporated means started in one country, that will be the home country, but whose operations extend beyond the home country and which carries on business in other countries also, and the other countries are called as host countries. So it must be emphasized that the headquarters of a multinational company are located in the home country. Headquarters will be located in the home country, and they are known by various names also. The multinational companies are otherwise known as global enterprise, international enterprise, world enterprise, and transnational corporation, etc. So, if you are asked the question, what are the other names of multinational corporations, then you have to give the names as such: global enterprise, international enterprise, world enterprise, and transnational corporation. So, these are the other names of multinational corporation. Now, let us move on to the definition. These are the pictures that I have shown here, where you are very familiar with these companies. So these are some of the companies, examples of multinational corporations. You have seen the Reliance, Kingfisher, got Suzuki, Nokia, Maruti Suzuki, ICICI Bank, Infosys, Tata Company, Microsoft, Reliance. All these are Coca-Cola, multinational, examples of multinational corporation. Now let us see the definition of a multinational corporation as given by Neil H. Jacobi. A multinational corporation owns and manages business in two or more countries. So that is what we saw in the meaning in the beginning. So, multinational corporation is defined to be an enterprise operating in several countries but managed from one country. So, it will be having the headquarters in the home country, and other branches will be located in the host countries. Such type of companies are called as multinational company. And you should also be very familiar with the term oligopoly. Now, what do you mean by oligopoly? It is a market condition where there are few sellers in the same product line. So only a few sellers will be there, but large number of people will be there to buy the product. So such a market condition is called as oligopoly. So global enterprises are the business organizations which operate in more than one country. Since they operate in more than one nation, they are also called as multinational companies, and this is the few examples that I have shown for multinational companies. And Coca-Cola, Tata, Videocon, Wipro, Maruti Suzuki, Apple. So all these are examples of multinational companies. So this is the meaning there. So already I have given you the meaning and the definition. According to Neil H. Jacobi also we have seen an enterprise operating in several countries but managed from one home country. Generally, any company or group that derives a quarter of its in revenue from operations outside of its home country is considered as a multinational corporation. What do you mean by the revenue? Revenue is nothing but the income derived from other sources. So multinational corporations, they will be getting at least 25% of the income from other industries or other companies which are situated outside the home country. So according to international labor law, so what is the definition they are giving? So the essential nature of multinational enterprise lies in the fact that its managerial headquarters are located in one country while the enterprise carries out operation in a number of other countries as well. So this is the definition according to ILO. Now let us see the history of multinational corporations, and it is very interesting to see that it has begun right from the year 1600. So, multinational business operations is not a new concept. The British East India Company, Hudson Bay's Corporation, and Royal Africa Companies are examples of multinational corporations that were started very early, around 1600 itself. The post Second World War period has, however, witnessed a changing hand in colonization, and there emerged a new thrust for industrial and technological development as well as rise of the USA as the largest industrial power. This is another important point that you have to keep in mind. Why did multinational corporations start to emerge? So the first reason is colonialism, which gave impact to new thrust for industrialization, and technological developments also grew during that period. And another important reason is USA growing as a largest industrial power. So now let us go into some of the deep facts that are related to the growth of multinational corporation. The Dutch East India Company was the first multinational corporation in the world and the first company to issue stock. So they were the first and foremost to issue products for world market. The first modern multinational corporation is generally thought to be the East India Company. Many corporations have offices, branches, or manufacturing plants in different countries from where their original and main headquarters is located. So this is an information about British East India Company. Actually, these British East Indian companies, they were traders from British, and they started colonialism in many countries, and they became settlers, and they started to conquer the world even. And as such, you know, the Indian history also, we were ruled by British for nearly 200 years. So let us see the objectives of multinational corporations: to expand the business beyond the boundaries of the home country. That is the first main objective. So the trade can be taken, or the business can be taken beyond the boundaries of a home country. Minimize cost of production, especially labor cost. When lots of production are involved, so the labor cost gets reduced. Capture lucrative foreign markets against international competitors. So capturing the international markets in spite of international competitors, whatever the competitors are, or whatever the level of competitors, so capturing foreign market will be the objective. Avail of competitive advantage internationally. So competitive advantage internationally. Avail competitive advantage internationally. There are many advantages in running multinational corporations. So now let us see the reasons for the growth of multinational corporations. Multinational corporation, so this slide shows world's top MNCs. So let me show you the slide here. Fortune Global 500 list 2011. Actually, this is a list which is published in 2011, and top 10 are being given here. And this is the Fortune Global 500 2011. country wise. So who are the leading people? So you could see that United States leads that number of companies in 133. But I will also give you the latest information regarding this. Japan, China, France, Germany, United Kingdom, Switzerland, South Korea, Netherlands, and Canada. So these are the top 10 countries which have worldwide multinational corporations. So for favorable impact of MNCs. So favorable impact means nothing but the advantages that we derive uh, from MNCs. MNCs create employment opportunities in the host countries. So this is one of the greatest advantage that people enjoy by starting MNCs. It helps to create a pool of managerial talent in the host country. So lots of talent is exhibited when people are involved or employed in multinational corporations. And one such person that I could like to mention is a person one who is working in a multinational corporation, Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google company. So he has got a wonderful talent where he exhibits his managerial skills, and he is one of the uh, dominant personalities who is behind the growth of Google companies at present. Helps removal of monopoly, that is domination, and improve the quality of domestic made products. So it also removes monopoly. It doesn't suppress the home trade or home business, and it increases the improve the quality of domestic made products. So indigenously produced products are also promoted. The third point is promotes exports and reduces import by raising domestic productions. So when there are lots of domestic productions, indigenous productions, they are exported to many countries of the world. And the fourth point is goods are made available at cheaper price due to economies of scale. Since there are large production of goods, goods are made available at cheaper costs. Then the fifth point, job and career opportunities at home and abroad in connection with overseas operation. So you might have seen in the beginning slides, I've shown you lots of companies which are coming under the category of multinational corporation, and you could see these companies. Let us take for example Infosys. Its headquarters is in India, and they have got lots of companies in other foreign nations, that is host nations, and they provide job and career opportunities at home as well as abroad in connection with the overseas operation. That is the best example that I could. Coca-Cola company, then you have got Tata, then Nokia. All these companies provide international as well as national job and career opportunities. Encourages the world unity and all resulting in world harmony. So since the world people are moving around different countries, they learn the culture, tradition, and the custom of the other nations, and this encourages world unity and resulting in world harmony and peace. Transfer of technology, capital, and entrepreneurship. So again, technology is also transferred to the various technologies that are found or devised in other nations or being given to other nations. Capital in the same way, if they are in need of capital, it can be just transferred from one nation to another. Entrepreneurship, that is ownership, also can be transferred from one nation to another. Greater availability of products for local consumers. So different types of multinational products can be enjoyed by the people. In spite of having a lot of favorable impact or advantages, there are also certain harmful effects of multinational corporation. The number one is the host country is likely to lose its economic sovereignty, that is independent. The country which is having a branch company, is likely to lose its economic development, or economic freedom is being cut short. So that is one of the disadvantages. The host nation may also experience some loss of control over its own economy. So they have to entirely depend on the home country in which the headquarters is situated. Feeling that labor is being exploited by MNC outsourcing. So certain companies also experience that they are being exploited by the MNCs. And the fourth one is loss of cultural moorings. So lots of cultural clashes are being arise, and this is one of the disadvantages also. The problem of dumping. Example, Chinese products are priced low in Indian market, and lots of Indian markets are dumped with Chinese products, and we buy as such. When it is marked made in China, then the Indians are very much uh, favoring the products that are being manufactured in China, and they are just having a craze for that things. Now let us see the future of MNCs. What is the future they are going to face, these multinational corporations? Increasing international competition. That is one of the future. That is, there will be a very competitive business in the future. Global consumer awareness. Our consumers will be having a great lot of awareness of what is the product that is being supplied to different countries, what is the quality, what is the price level. All these awareness they will be created. And in the future years, technological advancement will be at a greater rate than it is at present. Reduction in friction among nations, and it creates a peace among the nations, and it is there is harmony among the nation. It is going to reduce. There will not be any as such because of these multinational corporations, or the presence of multinational corporations. World nations only face peacefulness, and world business community coming together. So this is the future that we are going to face. Growing role of private sector in developing countries. So in the future, as such, the development of multinational corporations goes on, the private sectors will play a pivotal role in developing countries, and they will be helping their economic developments. So this is going to be the future. So in this chapter we have seen about the regional economic integration, that is bringing peace and harmony. There is not going to be any as such no wars anymore. Increase in the number of bilateral treaties that promotes FDI has increased considerably. So deposits has increased considerably after the initiations of multinational corporations, and privatization programs are going to be increased in future also. Lots of privatization. So as such, business can expand when it is given to the private sectors, and more number of opportunities can be created, job opportunities can be created, future career opportunities will be developed, quality products can be given, and proper uses of ideal resources. This is also possible when privatization programs are taken up by the multinational corporations. So now, thank you very much, students, and we have just seen what is the definition, meaning, and advantages and disadvantages, and what is going to be the future of multinational corporation. So thank you. Keep learning.